Hi guys, and welcome back to Macaroon. I realized that for some reason I've always uploaded plushie videos on Christmas Day, so I thought this would be a nice tradition to keep. 2018 is going to be the Chinese Year of the Dog, so I decided to make this cute puppy plush loosely based on the emoji. If you're new here, then a big welcome, and please subscribe to both of my channels, and be sure to check out my plushie playlist, which has tons of tutorials for other animals. To get started, you'll need some fluffy socks. These two colors actually came in the same set from H&M, so if there's a shop close to you, then you might still be able to get the same ones. First, take the white sock, turn it inside out, and then press the heel part flat, just like this. Then grab a pen and draw a curve slightly above the heel. I'll be using black thread in this video because you can see it better on camera, however you should always use the same color thread that matches your sock. Begin by backstitching along the line. If you've never made sock plushies before, then I strongly recommend watching this video here, which explains all of the stitches in detail. A backstitch is where your stitches overlap each other slightly, and this helps to join the fabric together a lot more strongly. Now cut out your sock just above the curve. Turn the sock the right way around and grab a large handful of stuffing. You'd be amazed at how much can fit inside these socks, so make sure you use as much as I'm doing here. Start by pushing the first ball inside to create the head, and then use a slightly larger ball of stuffing to create the body. Once you're happy with the shape, trim the fabric if needed, and then sew a running stitch all around the edge. This is the easiest type of stitch, and if you tug on the thread, then it should pull the opening closed just like a drawstring bag. Then sew another circle across these tiny folds and pull the thread so that everything is sealed completely. And lastly, just crisscross the thread several times and tie a knot to make sure everything is secured in place. A good trick for hiding the thread is to exit somewhere else on the plushie and then cut the thread close to the fabric so it simply disappears into the stuffing. Next, take your other sock and draw two avocado shapes like this. These are going to be the ears. Backstitch along the outline, but make sure you leave a tiny gap at the very top. Then cut out both pieces and flip them around. There's no need to stuff these since the sock fabric is already so thick and fluffy. Simply attach these onto the body using a ladder stitch. This is where you alternate one stitch on the head and one stitch on the ear. Once again, if you find the sewing techniques confusing, then please watch this video here where everything is explained step by step in detail. I'm going to be using beads for eyes, but you can also use buttons or simply glue on circles of black felt. If you decide to use small beads like this, then it's important to attach the eyes using one piece of thread. This can be slightly fiddly because you have to push the needle back and forth all the time, however this method really helps you achieve a professional result. Both of your eyes will look symmetrical and be slightly indented into the plush. Afterwards, you can exit the thread under the ear, which helps to hide any loose ends. To make the nose, I'm simply cutting out a piece of brown felt and sticking this on using craft glue. Then I'm using some thick embroidery thread to create the mouth. This step is probably the most difficult part of this DIY, so if you have any problems with it, then you can simply make the whole mouth using fabric felt instead. That method is shown in more detail in this PUSHEEN plush video. Now take the remaining piece of sock and draw a curve next to the heel. Backstitch along the line, making sure to leave a small opening at the top. Then cut this out and turn everything back to front. Once again, there's no need to stuff anything since the sock fabric is already so fluffy. Just attach it to the body and your tail is done. Lastly, cut out 2 circles from the leftover fabric. These should be about 5 centimeters or 2 inches in diameter. Sew a running stitch along the edge and then add a tiny piece of stuffing to the center. Now gently pull the thread shut while pushing the stuffing inside with your other hand, and you should be able to get a perfect ball like this. Make several stitches across the top to hold the opening closed, and then attach this to the body. Then simply repeat the process to make the other foot. And now your puppy sock plush is done. I realized that this ended up looking a lot like a bunny. So what do you think? Leave a comment down below with the emoji that you think best fits through this plush. I hope all of you are having a well-deserved break, and I'm honored that we got to spend a few minutes of the holidays together. You can also follow me on Instagram to see what I'm doing right now on Christmas Day. This is Joanna, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!